Well, hey there, YouTubers, subscribers, and all the above. Anybody else watching this video, new, old, fresh, young, whoever. Welcome to episode 4, Sublimity. I am your host, Kyle Adamson, and it's been a few days since my last update, but yeah, I was just looking back at my first video, and I just wanted to explain a couple more things here, especially about what I was talking about with our digital revolution that we're in here. This bursting renaissance, neo-renaissance. I guess that could be a catchphrase, a neo-renaissance. I don't know if that even works. A Neossance. But anyways, yeah, so what I was trying to say is that the world around us is changing, okay? It's changing in ways that we can't even, like, what I'm seeing isn't what most people are seeing, even though it's happening. It's happening right now. It's happening in front of your faces. You're like literally on your phone, it's happening. And we're just going with the flow still. We're still playing these games, this system, the way of antiquity. That's basically what that's going to end up being. What the system we're in now is going to be the way of antiquity, thanks to these devices, thanks to the smartphone revolution. Because people are now connected in ways like never before, and that in itself is what is going to bring about this change. Okay, it's just that the people have to stop. They have to stop actually just observing and stop entertaining themselves through watching and seeing, and actually start creating and start thinking for themselves and realizing that, hey, we have these amazing tools to change the world. We really do. We're connected like never before. So that's different. That's not how it used to be. I mean, neighbors, you'd work, you'd make some phone calls. I mean, it's not like this. When I say the world is your audience, I literally mean the potential is there for most of the people on the earth to see your face on the internet, okay? So, I read an article about smartphone access around the world versus like indoor plumbing, right? So it was an interesting article. I actually wrote about it on my NetNation Reddit page, that more people have access to smartphones than they do to, indoor toilets or working plumbing. And I thought about that, and I said that's really hard to believe, because I mean, plumbing has been around for 100 years. Indoor plumbing longer than that, feels like. So to say that smartphones have only been around for, let's see, maybe 2000, 2001, 2002, somewhere in there, right? I mean, that's even really early. Like those weren't really smartphones even. Those were just phones. Cell phones. I mean, just phones in general. Mobile phones. You go back 20 years, they didn't exist. All right? They just didn't. That would have been the pagers, right? Everybody had a pager at that time, right? And only like the real businessmen, they had the briefcases or the cell phone, the car phones in the Lincoln Town cars, right? They would be able to dial people from in their cars because they couldn't carry it around. It was just too heavy. It was too big, bulky. So I mean, the mobile phones came in. Okay, so now we have real connectivity. Everyone can get a hold of anyone at any time. Right? And that was a huge change. It's still a change that, like, we haven't fully embraced. I mean, you can call anyone, anywhere, at any time that has a phone on the earth. That's incredible. That's an amazing leap forward that pretty much went unnoticed. I mean, and now we have smartphones, which are way beyond that. I mean, yeah, we've been able to text message and all this, but not only are we all connected now, not only can we communicate to each other across the globe, we now can research any topic. We can learn about anything. We can speak about anything to each other, right? And that is like also an amazing revolution in the history of mankind that has also seemingly gone pretty much unnoticed, other than the fact that we're enjoying it, right? We're all here, we're all watching, we're all listening to different things happening. We're playing our little video games, and you know, we're talking to our friends over your internet connection and all this. So yeah, but we're not actually understanding what kind of revolution this really is. You know, that's when I said we're only scratching the surface. We're at the tip of the iceberg, because once we realize the power that we actually have, nothing can stop us. Nothing. We are what makes the world. I mean, we are humans. We are the masses. You know, systems, they will become defunct. They already are becoming defunct. They're pretty much useless as they are. The bigger they are, the worse they are. So what I'm saying is, when I say that all that is old, that will be the way of antiquity. It's because of this smartphone revolution, the connectivity between people, the ability to communicate to everyone at one time, right? This creates an atmosphere where eventually, when people get fed up enough, or they actually understand what I'm saying, or they wake up themselves, they're going to realize that we don't need those systems anymore, because we have the power to do those things ourselves. You know, we really do. We don't need to play this game. There doesn't have to be some big power pyramid anymore. You know, I swear, it's mind-blowing to me that the infancy of our experience with these devices, that's what we're in right now. We're in the infancy, because we are not using them the way that we could be using them to really change the world and really make a difference and communicate new ideas and new ways of thinking about things, new ways of government. I mean, the first thing I want to do that's going to affect exactly what I'm talking about is make an app. And my buddy Ivan, the same guy who's going to help me build this website, which is the first thing we're doing. After I have the website and I'm on my tour, on my RV, I got it all hooked up, live streaming, I'm throwing parties, I'm having a great time. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this app, and it's going to be an app that has the potential to become the government. Okay? But let's not start there, because people are like, oh my God, that's crazy. So what I'm starting with is the app. It's going to be called Constituency, right? And basically, you don't have to input your name or your information, just basically your area that you live, your district, you know, your county, your state, right? All these things where officials are actually monitored, and you can see what other people that have the app, what they want to happen, and then you can input like your opinions, or you can vote basically on the app with what you think that they should do. These government officials and senators and representatives and all these people, just like from the local level all the way up, all the way to the top, to the presidency, right? So you'll not only have all the tools. This is the current problem with our government system, with the people's power here. We don't actually have power anymore. Like, our voting is the last thing we have, but at the same time, the government is supposed to be beholden to us, the people, and that's the end of the cycle, right? Like we vote in, then they vote in, and it's like the power stacks until you get to the top. And once you get to the top, the power is supposed to go back. It's a big circle. Where those decisions at the highest level are supposed to be made to benefit the people, right? So we've lost that. That's been gone for a long time. I mean, I don't care who's in the White House. I don't care who's in the Senate or in the House. There's special interests. There's big corporations. There's lots of money involved. Man is corruptible, right? I mean, that's just the basic truth. Is that a lot of times the government isn't beholden to the people anymore. They're beholden to big corporations. All right? And they think it's to stimulate the economy. You know, they think they convince themselves that, hey, this is actually a good thing for everyone. when the truth is it's really not. I mean, it's really not improving our way of life. Which, let me just talk about that for a second. We live in the richest country in the world, okay? The richest country. And we are like the worst at everything. We're the worst. The only thing we're the best at is our military, okay? And yes, it's important. I support our military. I love our military. I could definitely see us downsizing our military, but I understand, okay? A lot of people feel very passionate about our military, and they don't want to cut anything about it. But when you really look at what we spend money on and what we, our placement of that expense versus the rest of the world, it's crazy, okay? So, I mean, I'm more about raising the status of everyone in the country, over having a military that could defeat the entire world twice over, okay? I'm just saying, like, there has to be a point where we're like, okay, you know what? We can stop spending money on the military, and we can start investing it back into our own country. So our way of life in America should be better. Our education system should be better. Our opportunities as a whole should be better because, like I said, we are the richest country in the world. We're not even the most populated, but we have the most money. And yet we fail at so many things that these other countries can do. And I don't get it. It's like it's too much power for our government to let go of. I don't know. It's too much of a democracy for them. So anyways, let's get back to what I was saying before I got onto our way of life here in the United States. And there's some great things, okay? I'm not totally bashing our country. I'm just saying that for being the status that we are, it's not really, it doesn't translate into everyone's daily experience here in the country. I think it did at one point. It did, the golden land, the land of opportunity, everything was, opportunistic, and it was bright, and it felt like you really could, be free here. But now it's like it's lost. It's lost. It's losing that battle. So, yeah. I think we can do better. So, the app, Constituency, right? It's going to, by way of using other websites on the internet that already exist, it's basically going to be a tool for the masses to download. So it's an app. It's nice. It's a nice little compact form. You input your little locational stuff, and then it basically shows you, okay, here's all your representatives. Here's all the people that are in control of your system, right? All the way from level 1 to the presidency. And it shows you, okay, what party are they, right? How have they voted in the past? Like, what did they say they were going to do? And then what did they actually do, right? And this all translates to like a percentage of truth and untruth, right? And so as a people, if you give them the tool that spells it out in a very simple way, hey, this person is not doing what they said they would do, and this is what they are doing. Now, is this what you voted for? No or yes, right? So eventually what happens is enough people download the app, it's going to be free, and it's going to give you the power to be an informed voter, okay? This is like the biggest problem. We're so busy. They have us running circles out here trying to make money, so we can't focus on what's going on. And I'm not saying that nobody's informed. I mean, the information is there. It's just not easily obtainable for our busyness level. I mean, we're too much. We got too much going on, too much to worry about to really focus on. Hey, that guy that I liked, Jim Thompson. He was, he ran a great campaign, and I voted for him, and and that's it. That's pretty much like where it ends for you. Unless they do something really screwed up, you pretty much don't second think about it. You till the next election, right? So this app will give people the power to see what's actually going on, and then you're able to also see not just what they're doing, but you're also able to see what everyone else thinks that we should be doing, right? So It'll kind of be like a voting app too, where you can, if let's say 7,000 people in your area have the app, right? And your town is a population of 15,000. Well, that's nearly half of the total population in your area. So if all 7,000 people are voting on the app saying, hey, you know what, this is what we want, then the people that are actually in power, the elected officials will be able to use this tool as well, right? So they're going to be able to see, hey, most of my people here that are on the app want me to do this, and then they can decide for themselves whether they want to listen to what the people are saying, or they think they have their own agenda and they want to do what they think is best. So it works both ways, right? And then eventually what happens is we're gonna be completely truthful and honest. The app is not gonna be biased in any way. Republican, Democrat, doesn't really matter who you are. We're just looking for truth. This is a truth app, right? And so eventually, hopefully, what it will become is like we will actually become the voting app for the government, right? So whether the government buys us or absorbs us or however they want to do that, we're gonna start the voting revolution, the digital voting revolution, where we're not gonna have to go to the voting booth, wait in line for 3 hours, and hope that you get to vote on one specific day of the year, where you have to work. I mean, people work. People are too busy to really. And that's why we have such a low voter turnout. It's crazy to me. The lowest, I think we're like 50th or 57th or something in voter participation around the world governments, the major powers. And to me, that's part of the issue, is the voter turnout. Well, the only way to really fix that is let voters vote in a more accessible way. And so that's going to be the end result of the Constituency app. Eventually, not the app is going to have the power, but the people who have the app, and that's really what voting should be about. It should be about the people. So that's the first thing I want to do once I've started my journey out there into the United States. But it's going to take some work. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some money. But I think it's a reasonable cause, and it's a justifiable cause if we ever do want to change the system that we have now. If we really want to, instead of just scrapping it, starting over, which that's not ideal. That's a hard road. I mean, there's a lot of roadblocks in the way there. A lot of restriction that we're going to have to get past. Resistance, Preferably, we could evolve our current system to incorporate these devices as being like our way of controlling things. So this app should start that process, and that's my first, vision to give back to the people, give back to society. I think it's really a tool that we all need. So if I could simplify all that and make it easy for you to vote based on your beliefs, then why wouldn't you like that, right? I mean, I would love it. I think it's missing. We have the tools, we have the technology. Why aren't we doing it? So connectivity, right? This is what this video is all about. So that's how it starts. We have to start communicating with each other. We have to really start understanding the tool that we have here now and use it. And then when I said, currency and healthcare, those two things too. I mean, listen, can you just FaceTime your doctor like right now? No, of course not, because they're busy, right? But what if there were nurses or doctors who that was all they did, is they consulted you over FaceTime? Now, why is that such a hard concept, right? Like, I'm not sick. I don't have a broken arm. I'm not fucking like, I didn't get attacked by some venomous fucking African snake or some shit. I just have a question that I need answered by a professional because, I don't know the answer and I don't trust the internet enough to just research it myself. So now you have, an ability here to have somebody who knows about things that can be right on the other end of this. And they can look at you, they can tell you, hey, okay, yeah, you know what? This is what you probably should do. You should go and get a test, or hey, you should get some blood work done, or hey, have you been drinking water? Like just really basic shit, really basic information that that should be providable to you, like right now. Like, I don't know why we don't have that. That's another system that, we don't have that I think should be easy enough to generate. I think there'd be enough people interested in a service like that to where we could do it. It could even be run by the government, even though I prefer that it not be, because it'll get fucked up. I will tell you right now, okay? When I was growing up, I'm still growing up in some ways, but I had like the human faith in our government. Like I knew that shit doesn't always work right or whatever, and I was just like, I have faith in the people that we will be able to overcome these things, we'll be able to make things happen, and then nothing. And then every single thing that our federal government has done since I've been able to vote has gotten fucked up. Name one thing that they got right, okay? I can't. That improves our quality of life. I can't find it. I'm sorry. The only thing, and this is funny because this goes back to George Bush Jr., right? He gave us that stimulus pack, right? It was like $600 or something that he just kind of distributed to everyone in the United States. But then it came out of your taxes anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I mean, it felt like it did for a minute, and that didn't really go anywhere. I mean, it was a failure, but I mean, we did kind of get money in the mail from the government. Like, that was kind of interesting. That's never happened before. And I'm not naive enough to think that our government has the power. It's the people. A government takes its power from the people and redistributes it to other people, right? This is the whole Republican mindset. Well, the government doesn't have any money. The government takes money from me and he gives it to you, right? And yeah, that's true to some extent. So I understand that. I'm actually for smaller government, but at the same time, I do think that we have the power, being the richest country in the world, that we should have some benefits, okay, to living here, to being a positive influence and a spoke in the wheel of society. I think there should be benefits to being a citizen of the United States, including healthcare. Okay? Yes. Is it that hard? I think that, listen, in my opinion, I know I'm talking a lot about my opinion today, but I don't think that the problem is us not paying our bills. I think the problem is the amount that they're charging for bills. And I don't know why that hasn't been addressed yet. Like, the reason why healthcare costs are spinning out of control and people aren't able to afford it is because these hospitals and these doctors and all this stuff is skyrocketed, like the cost of it. I had a kidney stone once in my life, okay? I went to the ER. I thought I was going to die. I had no idea what was wrong with me, okay? I sat there for 10 minutes in the ER. This is at like 3 in the morning. I had woken up Katie, and I thought like something was exploding inside of me, like some organ was failing or something. And we go in there. I sit down for 10 minutes. The doctor comes. They put me through an x-ray, or not an x-ray, they put me through a CAT scanner or something, like one of those machines where they slide you in and they do the scan. They took me out and they said, yep, you have a kidney stone. And they said, it should pass soon. They gave me a funnel with a fucking screen in it. And they said, when you can catch it, when it comes out of you, just bring it back, right? Okay. $16,000 is what that visit. I was there for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, okay? I got a funnel and a screen, and I couldn't believe the bill. My insurance, paid for most of it, but it blew me away. I couldn't understand that kind of cost. I could have bought a fucking kidney scanning machine for that much. I mean, it would have been a used one, but still. I mean, where do these costs come from? How do they calculate this? And so I found out later that when you have insurance, the cost gets negotiated in a plan, in a network, and then, the cost that your insurance actually pays is a little bit less than what it shows on the bill there. And I said, well, okay, but why does that make sense? I was like, so if I didn't have insurance, this would have costed me more than it would have cost my insurance, because I actually had insurance. So where did that money go? Like, what is that extra $4,000 there that I would have paid? Like, is someone not getting paid? I don't understand what's going on here. So, the cost of these things are out of control. And this is why people go out of the country, for different surgeries or healthcare or prescriptions. They leave because our costs are outrageously higher than other places around the world. So, I really think our government should be talking about that more and less about, whether or not we should have coverage. Because the coverage actually gets cheaper if the costs get cheaper, and that makes sense to me. So anyways, let's get back to connectivity, because that's where we started and that's where we're going to end. We are connected now as a human race, and as a human race connected, we can do anything together. We can plan anything. We can create anything. We just have to start actually doing it. We have to start actually utilizing the potential that we have here. And that's it. I'm going to sign off for today. Thanks for tuning in. It's HVAC Journeyman Kyle coming at you. I hope you're having a great day. All right, later.